She truly was one of a kind. Lee Cowan looks back on the extraordinary life and times of Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor, Queen Elizabeth II.
A few moments ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Her death, even at 96, still came as a seismic shock. Not so much that Queen Elizabeth II was gone, but that her decades of stability and continuity were suddenly gone too.
It's just a sad day. Just a very, very sad day.
There are few alive today who remember a time without Queen Elizabeth. She was there during the Cold War, through the age of Twiggy and the Beatles, through wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. She adjusted to social media, she weathered Brexit, she survived COVID.
I hope in the years to come, everyone will be able to take pride in how they responded to this challenge. And those who come after us will say the Britons of this generation were as strong as any.
In her 70 years on the throne, she became one of the most recognizable, admired, and trusted figures in the world. And yet, as familiar as she was, the Queen was largely unknowable.
She had such a level of integrity and affection that many of us felt she really belonged to us and we belonged to her.
Gavin Ashenden was the Queen's chaplain for almost a decade.
What was she like in private?
Well, she was actually an immensely intelligent and astute woman with a very dry wit. She didn't suffer fools gladly, and above all, always generous. There was no self-absorption about her.
While some saw her as aloof, others saw her royal stiff upper lip as simply an outward expression of her role as a constitutional monarch.
Having grown up in the Second World War, she belonged to a generation which just got on with it. She didn't believe in emoting in public. She didn't believe in complaining in public. That was not ever her style.
Sir David Kennedy is a respected British author and historian.
There is something about that mystery of the monarchy that served her well in a lot of ways.
Yes, part of her charisma, I think, in the end, derived from the fact that we didn't really know what she thought about most things. And that gave her a particular kind of prestige, which I think is completely unique.
Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor wasn't born to be queen. It was one of those accidents of history. Her uncle, Edward VIII, abdicated to marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee. And that made Elizabeth's father king and her an heir.
We know, every one of us.
At only 14, she took to the BBC to address children during World War II.
When peace comes, remember, it will be for us, the children of today, to make the world of tomorrow a better and happier place.
There was a poise, a willing acceptance of her royal duties even then. And at 21, long before she took the throne, she was already publicly pledging her loyalty to the realm.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service.
Madam, is your Majesty willing to take the oath?
I am willing.
She took her vows in public at Westminster Abbey before a global TV audience of millions.
Walter Cronkite, report.